News Dump. We are back to Dump and Mac. There is quite a bit of news.
Is there?
I guess.
All right.
News Dump. Margie McDuck, Margot Robbie, has earned over $50 million. This via, I think it was Variety or THR. I don't know. But reports say she has earned over $50 million based off box office bonuses, little back end action. And that's a lot of cake.
Yeah, I think this is a very smart move by Marge Bob. Number one, because she is clearly, I mean, other than Gosling, clearly the largest star on the film and a massive selling point. And also, I think that, like, if you read a script that's a little off the beaten path, like Barbie is, and you think that it's going to be a massive success, you should take some back end on it, you know?
As soon as she knew that it was Greta Gerwig, it was Barbie, and it was this giant production company like WB, you say, yes, give me whatever bonuses there are. I'll take nothing at the beginning.
Yeah, well, that's the trade-off, right? Maybe she only makes 5 million or 10 million off the rip instead of 20 or 25 or whatever.
Maybe she only had a per diem the first 2 weeks. I don't know.
They just gave her lunch every day.
Because Barbie now is the highest grossing domestically WB movie of all time.
Yeah, it's unseated The Dark Knight, so that's pretty incredible. As much as you didn't like the movie, I still think it's one of the better movies of the year.
Movie. I said I liked it. I didn't love it.
You gave it 31 hot dogs.
That's a C. It's a
that's
C.
Like a meh. That's a meh.
C.
Did
you ever go to school?
Based off our episode, it's actually C+ if you do the math. Yeah. Because a 30 is a 75, so a 31 would be a 77.5. Goo.
I didn't go to school.
I would say, based on our episode, people would come away with the thought that you didn't really like Barbie.
Or you liked it too much.
No, I think 35 is pretty good.
Well, speaking of Barbie, news dump. Ryan Gosling was speaking to The Hollywood Reporter. I don't know when. By the way, with all of these interviews of all of these people talking to all of these media outlets, I don't know when they're from because I don't think you're allowed to go on there right now during the strike and you can't promote certain things. So I don't know what's happening.
But Barbie's already happened, so he's allowed to talk about it.
Oh, but you're still promoting the movie that's out in theaters.
I think this past week was its last week in theaters, or this week is. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Either way, we don't understand the rules, so don't ask us about the rules.
We don't do rules.
No, but Gosling said that he cannot wait to see Ken costumes this Halloween. This is my dream. I've always wanted to make a character that people go out for Halloween as. I hope they have multiple choices.
Yeah, the only other character I could think of that someone could dress up as for Halloween is his character from Driver, as the driver. Was it called Drive or Driver? I don't remember. With that iconic white jacket with a scorpion on the back. That's a pretty cool look.
The nice guys.
Yeah, that's just more like you could just dress up like the 70s.
A dirty cop, yeah.
Same with like Blade Runner. You would just kind of dress up as like a...
I got this duster.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it was Ryan Gosling.
You have to own a duster beforehand.
There's a couple looks in this movie. The cowboy look and then like the mink, the fur look.
The cowboy Schmidt look, by the way. That was a costume from New Girl Schmidt wore.
Yeah, so I think you'll see quite a bit of those this Halloween.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a bunch of group costumes where you have Barbie, you have multiple Kens, you have what is Kate McKinnon's Barbie?
Weird Barbie.
You have Weird Barbie. So I think we're going to see a lot of those. President Barbie.
Yeah, you know what? We are gonna see a lot of weird Barbies, and it's gonna be the exact girls you expect to be weird Barbie.
I'll ask you this right now. It is August 18th. If you look on the calendar, it is the 18th of August. Right now, Mac.
Right.
From the Barbie movie, who do you think will have the most costumes this Halloween? Specific. So like the specific Ken costume.
Barbie's specific cowgirl costume will be the most.
The Barbie car. Okay, I think maybe the Barbie, the pink one, like the main pink one, might be a go-to. Or do you think that's too generic?
The non-cowgirl one?
Yeah.
We could also see the rollerblading outfits quite a bit too.
Ooh, the rollerblading outfits. That's actually a good one. I think that might be the go-to couple costume if they're gonna do.
That's a good matching one.
Actually, I think the Ken Casa Dojo House costume might be the number one.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I could see you wearing that. Could you please wear that?
I'll think about it. I actually no, because I've made a pact with myself about 10 years ago. For the rest of my life, I am only going to be two things: Willard from the FX show Willard, or the Green Power Ranger. I own
Could
those
you
two
be
costumes.
Willard wearing the Casa Dojo house?
Willard
Guys,
wearing the cowboy stuff.
I'm Ken Willard. News dump. Mac, you have an Oppenheimer fun fact.
Yeah, this is we're the hashtag trivia boys, and this was a nice one I saw. Lights Camera Pod posted this the other day, and this will pop up. We're gonna do a trivia one day that this will be asked by. So listen.
World War II movie trivia.
Come on in close here. Oppenheimer has just become the highest grossing movie ever to never be number one at the box office. Now that's a hell of a fun fact right there.
News dump. Gal going crazy.
This is your worst headline of the morning, Goo.
I did a great job on the headlines today.
This should be Gal gone wild.
That doesn't make any sense. How is she gone wild? I feel like she's gone crazy with her statements.
Yeah, because Girls Gone Crazy is a known video company that
It's that Eminem song.
Years.
I think my dad's gone crazy.
Oh, that's
Either
the
way,
reference. Sorry.
She was teasing out like, hey, Wonder Woman 3, it's going to happen in the DCEU. And then via Variety last week, they said, that's not happening. And Safran and Gunn have no plans for that.
So this probably sounds like Gal talking about a conversation she had months ago with Gunn. I'm sure when Gunn took over, he touched base with all the talent and, you know, maybe ran by.
Do you think it's around the same time when Jenkins is like, I'm out of here, I don't want to do this, and then Gal's like, I'll still do it?
No, I think when Gunn took over, he probably talked to Gal and said, you know, we don't have any definitive plans, but here's maybe what a Wonder Woman 3 might look like. And that's probably
then she's
the
like, I'm in. And he goes, no, this is an exit interview, as in you're fired.
And I'm sure they haven't spoken since, and she read into it way more than Gunn has. So yeah, I'll tell you though, I still think she's perfect casting for Wonder Woman. I would gladly accept Gal back as Wonder Woman, but as we've talked about a few times before, it'll be confusing for the general public.
If you're changing Superman, change Wonder Woman. If you're changing Batman, change Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I think you should change all these characters. And I mean,
I would have kept all three.
I know that they want to. It seems like they want to keep Momoa, but switch up what he's doing, which won't confuse anybody because that's the highest grossing movie out of all.
No, it doesn't make any sense why you would keep Momoa out of the main lineup. It just makes no sense.
But as a different character.
Well, if you keep him as Lobo, we'd be fine with that.
News down. Ayer has Regerts. Get it?
Yeah, nice work.
Because he was on Twitter and someone called him out, him and Snyder actually, for consistently retconning their ideas for their DC properties. I shared the link to the tweet with you, and then Ayer tweeted out, I own the tattoo. This is on the Joker's head, by the way. I own the tattoo on the Joker's head 100%. It was my choice. Originally, my idea was to have it say blessed, not damaged, which that might be. First off, this entire tweet might be tongue-in-cheek. This entire tweet might be tongue-in-cheek, by the way. He might be having some fun. I don't know. But now, having said that, I regret that decision. It created acrimony and division. Not every idea is a good idea. I think you say that every 5 minutes to me.
You need a no guy. You need a no guy.
And I'll just be in the corner here while the internet slaps me around for this post.
Two things. Shout out Dan Lee Kane. Secondly, I think David Ayer does not want to be Zack Snyder 2.0, and that's where the Regerts is here. As much as he may want,
he's pushing for his haircut. What are you talking about?
Well, this tweet is what we're talking about right now, Goo. The tweet that you just fucking read. I don't think he wants to be in the same conversation as Zack Snyder because I think he realizes 90% of the internet hates Zack Snyder and he would like to get away from that.
Yeah, but those 10% really fucking love Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but they're fucking morons. So I think Ayer's trying to separate himself from the Snyder Cut people. As much as he would like to have a director's cut of Suicide Squad, I think he would prefer to be liked by most people.
How much of a percentage better would Leto's Joker be if he did not have the forehead tattoo?
Like 6% better?
6. I was thinking like it doesn't redeem him fully, but
No,
it at least softens him a little bit.
a tad, a
But it
tad.
doesn't take away him making cat noises.
And Goo, think about this too.
Honka,
Like
honka.
3
He
years,
still did that.
3 years of a campaign for a Snyder cut, and where did it get him? It didn't get him anywhere. HBO wasted a bunch of money.
No, it
Warner
got him
Brothers
the
wasted
#1
a bunch of
movie,
money.
#1 comic book movie on Rolling Stone for 10 minutes.
And like if they release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, it doesn't get him anywhere. It's not going to be good as James Gunn's movie, #1. #2, they're not going to make any money on it. #3, it only is going to further polarize people.
I also love the idea that, well, the Ayer cut has like 45 more minutes of Leto's Joker. But I don't really want to see that.
Yeah, so that was the like a month after the movie, 2 months after the movie, the big thing was, Ayer wanted to have, all this, there could be a whole Joker origin story here. And then we were like, oh, that would be better. And then like 2 months later, we're like, wait, no, but we don't like this version of the Joker. Why would we want that?
Could you imagine shooting all that footage and then looking at it and being like, what have I done?
Which, by the way, I still maintain.
Yeah.
I like taking a different route with the Joker, right? We can't replicate Heath Ledger. It'll be interesting to see what Matt Reeves does. I'm perfectly fine starting a Joker in a new lane. They just overdid it. They overdid it. Like that idea of that gangster Joker is a fine idea. They just did too much.
Show why he has grills.
Yes.
Did Batman punch him in the teeth? Show
Right.
that on the screen.
Don't tell us that in an interview.
Like he's doing with all this stuff now. News dump. Mac, Turtles with a B. According to reports, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise has already crossed $1 billion in retail sales in 2023. You're welcome, Nickelodeon.
I'm just confused, I guess. That's a lot of money for a lot of merch. And
I don't want to
like...
reveal how much turtle collectibles cost.
Hey, credit to me for helping out my old pal Goo with some turtle collectibles there.
Yes, but this is the sum that includes action figures, which includes the ones that are collected by certain people, T-shirts, school supplies, video games, which they just had their video game last summer. They also had the Konami retro resell of their 9 games as well. So it's a lot of stuff that we've had in the past, and they're repackaging it.
Okay.
I mean, there's been a lot of different kinds of turtles in the past. So say if someone needs the figures from TMNT3, I get it. Or the ones from IDW, or the ones from the animated series. Also, I'll fully admit this now, my son, as soon as my 3-year-old son, he loves them. As soon as the Turtle Van and the 4 action figures came out, he got them.
Yeah, he got them for him to play with.
He likes shooting pizzas, bro.
I'm a little, although, the new movie did come out. I'm just a little surprised. Like, no one talks about Ninja Turtles the way they do X-Men and Batman, So I'm just a little surprised it does as well as it has.
It's higher up. Everyone talks higher of them.
It's a different conversation.
News dump. Speaking of turtles, we will also be getting a re-release, a new retro toy line for the Street Sharks coming up. But the reason why I'm not going to buy them, because they're made by Mattel.
So you're just taking a stance against Mattel?
Mattel makes garbage.
I mean, whatever. I might dabble in the Street Sharks.
If this was a NECA release, they would already be pre-ordered.
Fair. That's a fair point. I agree with you on that. They do high quality work. It's gonna be quality on your end or no fucking deal.
Yeah.
I'll probably dabble in the Street Sharks. I wonder if this means we're gonna get a new Street Sharks cartoon as well.
Maybe something in the future, but let me ask you this. Who are you going to buy? Ripster, Streaks, Jab, or Big Slamu?
I feel like if you're going to get one, you might as well get all 4. Just have the whole squad,
That's my issue with the Turtles. I found like, I need the whole gang.
If you have, well, I guess we know the answer because you named your son Raphael. I was going to say, if you had to buy one turtle, who would it be?
Yeah, that was one of the things that I thought about. I was like, maybe I should have just always collected one specific turtle from each line as opposed to every line and every turtle.
Yeah, I would go Leo. If I James Gunn to my head, Sean Gunn to my balls, I'd pick Leo.
I think those two are the best looking because usually with the figures, Raphael always has a really mean face, and they've always fixed his hands to properly hold his size now.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Leo. You can pose him with the swords.
With the swords, yes.
Yeah.
Michelangelo with the nunchucks, kind of difficult. And Donnie's a
Yeah.
fucking nerd.
Yeah, he can't. Who wants to pose a stick?
News down. Got a trailer for the Scott Pilgrim anime series. We also got some images. It looks just like the comic. I respect that, but not a big anime guy.
Yeah, neither am I. I'll probably watch an episode or two, see if it grabs me. I like the idea of Scott Pilgrim a lot,
Yeah.
but I am sometimes turned off by the anime is just so over the top, and I get that's why people love it, but that's also the reason why I don't really particularly care for it. So we'll see. I'll give this a try.
On Netflix on the 17th of November. It has all of the voice actors, or all the voice actors are the actors from the movie. It is produced by Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
so that also draws me in as
helps.
well.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
News down. Got some Ahsoka news. The list of directors for the upcoming show starting next week. Also, Hayden Christensen has recorded new lines for the show.
Yeah, I bet you'll also see him pop up as well. Maybe in Vader suit, maybe not. Maybe in a flashback sort of thing.
Oh, will he be a Force ghost?
No, he won't be a Force ghost.
I don't know, because this is set after Jedi. And
so this
Jedi in the movie, we all saw it. Hayden Christensen was in it as a Force ghost.
I think we might see like a flashback or something like that. But so timeline Ahsoka wise is it's like 10 years after the Battle of Yavin. And this season anyways, is supposedly running concurrently with Mandalorian season 3. So just to give you the time frame there. We'll definitely hear Christensen's voice, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in like a flashback sort of scene.
He shows up as a Force ghost, and Ahsoka's like, "Oh, you killed so many younglings," and he's like, "Shut up."
Speaking of Ahsoka and prerequisites, I've been trying to get you to watch Rebels for fucking 2
You
years
sent
now.
me 40 episodes to watch.
So what? The 20-minute episodes.
What do you think I have time?
20-minute
episodes.
Things? You've been watching nonsense otherwise. Screen Crush, I think it's called.
I watched
YouTube.
a retrospective of the band Gorillaz last night. That's how I spent my evening.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Screen Crush has a 29-minute like Ahsoka need to know type video that covers Rebels, and I'm sure it covers some Clone Wars stuff too. So if you're looking to get caught up on that, Screen Crush has a 29-minute video. Also, the #Dork podcast did an episode on Star Wars Rebels this past week, so you can look to that as well.
News down. Flopbuster Summer continues, Mac. Sadly, Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1 lose about $100 million with box office here, which it shouldn't have. Very good movie, I would say. It wasn't the best Mission Impossible movie, but it's a very good movie. Very cool action scenes. This goes along with Indiana Jones 5, The Flash, just all of these really big budget movies losing tons and tons of money. Fast X barely made its money back.
Yeah, this is a weird thing considering Oppenheimer and Barbie made so much money and blew expectations out the water. I think that plays into these movies losing money. Also, how close Mission Impossible was to those movies hurts it.
Yeah.
I also think it was maybe a mistake to put so much money into the marketing of Mission Impossible, being that it was so close to those other two movies.
I mean,
I don't think they really got a lot of people that weren't already going to go.
They already should have put it out, or they either should have put it out in June, or they should have waited until now in August.
Yeah, but again, no one expected Oppenheimer and Barbie to do as well as it did, and Mission Impossible has been a stone cold lock for the last 15 years. So, yeah, that's a tough one for them to swallow. It got reviewed really well. It was liked by everyone. It's just the timing of it, I guess, is what killed it.
News dump. I don't know if you've seen this going around the internet, Mac, but Rachel Zeigler hates Snow White.
Spelled her name wrong.
What did I say?
It's Zeigler. We would know
There's
her.
No I in there? She's not the daughter of Brad Zeigler?
She was in the remake of West Side Story. She was also in the most recent Shazam movie. And I don't know. She is giving some obviously very strong interviews here. But let's take a step back here. One of the biggest things we talk about with these remakes is not making the exact same movie and not making a remake just for the sake of a remake.
No, but she keeps on saying that the original one's a big pile of shit.
I mean, kind of is. Who fucking talks about
Well,
Snow White
you
as their
know
favorite
what?
movie?
When Walt Disney, when he is thawed out, he is gonna Frankenstein out of that freezer
Yeah.
and go and strangle her because that's his favorite movie.
We talk about how fucking old the damsel in distress is and how we don't need to see that anymore. And our favorite thing about the Aladdin remake
Yeah.
is they subverted our expectations, right? That's a nice term, and changed her from a damsel in distress
Did you
into
just create that term?
and changed her into a badass character. And so I think there's lots of room in this space for those remakes to do that, as which Zegler is kind of telling us that they should do or that they're gonna do, and people are hating on her for it. So people are morons. People hate change.
I also think it's funny that Gal Gadot is at most of these because she is the evil stepmother and or the evil witch. What is she? What is that character called? Either way, but she's at these interviews and she's trying to do like damage control as Zegler's talking of like, well, but you know, the original one's a classic.
Yeah, it's just no one gives a fuck about Snow White. So why are these morons pretending? Oh, she don't like Snow White. Yeah, no one does. No one talks about Snow White. Who cares if they change it?
Walt Disney's gonna punch you in the face when he's thawed out. News dump. R.I.P. Rusty Shackleford. John Hardwick, best known as the voice of Dale Gribble from King of the Hill, has passed away at the age of 64. And this is an episode of Blah, the King of the Hill podcast. Mac, especially going back and listening to a bunch of one-liners from that show, most of them are from him, and his delivery is so great.
That show sucks. And I've seen
You
most
suck.
episodes.
We're paying homage right now to the man who has passed away.
We've talked about it before. I've seen so many episodes of that show, and I fucking hate it. I hate that show.
I should have grabbed a clip from this because this is one of the better jokes from the show.
Luann.
That's a good. I mean, is Hank here? But Dale's wife, who is having an affair with John Redcorn.
Yes.
They're both there, and she says, "Honey, do you want a beer?" And they both respond, "Yes." And then Dale turns to the side and goes, "How does he know I want a beer?" It's little jokes like that.
Yeah, they really get the people going.
News dump. New releases this weekend at the theater. Blue Beetle is doing pretty good on Roddy T's. Has it updated further beyond like the 80% that it was at?
It was at 81% when I last checked. Let me double check that now, Goo. And
also, while you're there, check out Strays.
Yeah, let me do both those things. Let's do
Yeah.
Blue Beetle. I have gotten a couple of tweets, Goo, about Blue Beetle. Yeah, still at 81%.
Okay.
And people are saying that this is in the DCU. So I think we should expect a cameo or a post-credit that ties in or launches Gunn's sort of stuff here, which is a little surprising since it's Blue Beetle.
Well, I think James Gunn said, he's like, oh, wait, when I said The Flash is the best superhero movie, I meant Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
I misspoke. That's my bad.
Did I not say Blue Beetle? Strays has 57%.
That's actually kind of high. That's pretty high for an R-rated comedy about talking swearing dogs. Yeah,
I would say that's pretty good from the critics, to be honest with you. So that means I bet the audience score for Strays will be like 80%. Is my guess.
News down. Big news. We had our trivia last night, and we are here to first off say great job to Tropic Blunder on their win for our Tom Cruise trivia. Next month, September 13th, get your calendar out. We'll be there. Idle Hands Craft Ales, 7 p.m., 80s movie trivia.
80s movies. So if you have seen a movie from the year 1980 to 1989,
yes,
you're qualified for this trivia.
We'll be doing genres. We'll be doing, maybe we'll choose a movie to do a bunch of, like a round of questions on.
Yes.
But
yes.
80s classics, really. So we're not going to get too deep into, a bunch of weird movies.
Know your John Hughes movies, for sure.
Know your John Hughes movies.
Mm-hmm.
Know your Marty McFlys.
All of them.
All of them. All of the McFlys.
It's the third one came out in the 90s, right?
Yeah, but we're probably just going to do the first movie if we do any of it.
It'll be all about Back to the Future.
It's Back to the Future 2. That's what we're doing. Jaws in 3D. Jaws 3D came out in the 80s. We're going to do a full Jaws 3D.
Back to Future.
Yes. So join us on the 13th of September for that trivia, 80s movies trivia. Also at Idle Hands on the 9th on a Saturday, Oktoberfest, big old dunk tank. Goo will be hosting / judging the Stein hoisting competition.
Yep, Saturday, September 9th. I think the Stein hoisting competition is 4 p.m. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, 4 p.m.
And then the dunk tank is there all day long. Will be some local celebs, some local radio folks. If you hate them, you can go there and dunk them in a tank.
Or if you love them, say if you love Levin Reed. Who doesn't love Levin Reed?
I've been different on Levin Reed.
Well, okay, fine. No one hates Levin Reed. That's what I'm saying.
That is a better way to phrase that.
Okay. News Dump. That'll do it for this episode of News Dump. Check us out on Tuesday, Goose-Day, if you will, for, I believe, Blue Beetle.
We're going to try to do Blue Beetle.
Yes, but asterisk next to it, subject to change. So, hibbity-bip-bop-ba-da-ba. Now it's time for girls jumping on trampolines.